Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you're new. So this is part 5, our final part of our September color along. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. If you haven't watched the previous parts, definitely go do so. We have been having a blast coloring this, or at least I have, but I hope you guys have been too. So we are working in Hannah Lynn's Mythical Maidens and Curious Creatures, and the artist, book, and page was voted on by our channel members. So we have been working on Willow Dryad. This is what we have so far. She is almost done. We are so close. I can taste the finish line. I can't wait to see her finished. I have finally picked out colors for the mushrooms and the bush in the background. Fingers crossed that they work well. I think they will. Yeah. Let's dive on in. All right, so it's a little bit late. It's about 9 o'clock, so I definitely shouldn't be drinking this, but I grabbed my s'mores mud shake that I opened the other day and didn't finish, so I'm ready to crack on. Crackin'. Crack-a-lackin'. All right, enough of that. Let's go. So we're going to tackle the bush first. And we're going to be bringing in our espresso. I know we're using this one everywhere. This is like one of my favorite pencil colors lately. I don't know why, but I enjoy it. So we're going to be using this for our shadow color. So I'm going to use this kind of around some of these areas to bring these little bits of bush to the front. So just kind of tossing that in there. Fading it out, we're going to add a little bit here as well. We're not going to do anything too extravagant here. It's going to be pretty basic. I don't think we need anything super crazy. I've already got quite a bit going on this page, so I am very much leaning towards adding yellow into these leaves. I really want to. I think I need it because I'm not exactly happy with it. And I don't know, it might bug me. But I'm also like worried if I don't like it, there's no going back. Well, I mean, maybe I could erase it a little bit, but it's not going to look the exact same. So I don't know, it's a bit sketchy. I'm going to go in with the espresso here just because I got a little bit of pink on this part. So I'm just going to put a little bit of extra espresso. Why not? Darken up some of these areas here. Maybe add a little bit of the espresso just in some other places. All right. So our next color is the marine green. So as always, we are going to go over the color we just put down, and we are going to bring this color out. So this is a 3-color combination here. So we want to save a fair amount for highlights. Don't want to go too crazy. Our highlights are especially going to be on these kind of front bush parts, I guess, the ones that kind of stick out. Let me give this a nice sharpen here. All right, I think that's good there. Our next color is the Kelly green. Our last color is actually the gray green light. I don't think I want a whole lot of that one. So I do want to be very generous with the Kelly green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this over everything, and I'm going to fade it out very, very softly. So we still have like a little sprinkling of the Kelly green in here to fade the gray green light into, because it's quite a jump between this to the gray green light. The gray green light is very, very light in comparison. So to avoid a harsh stop, we're just going to add a little bit of this into our highlights as well. All right, and last but not least, our gray-green lights. I think I am gonna pull this in everywhere and give it that nice soft look. There, that looks super pretty. Also, I'm gonna do it. Just adding this to the leaves. Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay, yes, 100% yes. It was gnawing at me. Look at that. I'm obsessed. Look how pretty this is. Yeah. I wish I would have done that sooner. I'm also kind of curious here. I want to see. I'm just gonna add a little bit here and see if that makes much of a difference. I kind of like it. Let's just add it to like the very tops of these. Can we see this? Yes, okay. This is kind of like as if it's like a glow from the sun coming up. I don't want to add it on the bushes though. I think we're going to leave the bushes alone. Leave those a little bit darker. I love how that looks. So much. So much. Okay. The mushrooms. I have decided to do them brown, which is weird, but also not. I mean, mushrooms could be brown. I mean, they are brown in the wild, so yep, we're gonna go with it. I don't know if there are mushrooms as brown as I'm going. I didn't actually look them up, so I guess we'll kind of see. Let's start on this side because I would like to get out of the ditch because it bothers me. Ooh, and I have stuff on the page, so I'm just gonna take my brush and gently brush it away. All right, so dark umber first. Add a little bit in here. I don't know what these things are called properly, but I'm gonna call them warts. So I'm just gonna underline the warts, kind of create a little bit of a shadow that will make them appear super bumpy. I feel like there's two different kinds of mushrooms here. However, I'm going to color them the exact same. So like these ones look like they have textured warts on them, and these ones look like they just have like a pattern on them, but it's flat. That's kind of what it looks like to me, but we're gonna try and make it look like this pattern is raised a little bit. These little tiny mushrooms here though, I am gonna make those look a little bit different. They're gonna be a little bit lighter. Still using the same colors, but just a little bit lighter. Okay, I think that looks good. We're gonna do them in like batches. So we'll do this one, then the one at the bottom. So our next color is the light umber. So we're gonna bring this out. Just gonna add a little bit of light umber to the lines on the bottom here. I'm gonna do that with all the mushrooms that have lines. Or I guess where you can see like the under part of them. I don't know what that's called. The mushroom privates. For the lack of a better word. Totally forgot about this guy. We'll just make him a little bit lighter. That's okay. Little bit to these guys. All right, ginger root is our next color. little tiny circles. And we are coloring in the whole cap. And the stems. A little bit on these guys. I think I'm going to color in the stems with this color. And then our last color is actually the cream. I'm going to take my light umber here. I didn't outline those, so I'm just going to do that. And then we're going to take the cream. I'm going to run it along the bottoms here and these. These are probably going to be white anyways, but I'm just going to color them in with cream to see how that looks. It looks pretty good. I'm just gonna try something. If I like this, I'll include it, but if I don't like it, it's not gonna be included in the colors. This is the nectar. Ooh, that actually does look pretty good. Just gonna add a little bit, kind of like a shadow on these. So I'm not fully coloring them in, but I am creating just little shadows. Yeah, that looks good. It adds a little bit of pink, but it's like a neutral pink, so it works. All right. Should be able to see this. Let's just tackle all of these at the same time, I think. And what are we at for time? I should have looked. Only half an hour, not bad at all. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing for these ones. Just gonna add like little, this is like a mess of mushrooms. I'm just gonna add like little shadows on them, just enough to make them look interesting. But they're going to be kind of like these ones. They're going to be a little bit lighter. Okay, I think that's good for shadow. So let's come in with our light umber. Same as before. We're gonna add a little bit of this. I think we added it everywhere, didn't we? Hopefully. I know on the lines for sure. Can't remember where else. A little bit on these guys. I'm gonna grab the dark umber out again because I realized that I forgot to add a shadow to that one. Okay, ginger root is next. Got little bits of these. Okay, that looks good. Let's go in with our cream. So again, this is going to go over all of our little dots here. And then we're just going to kind of smudge the underside of the caps with this. Yeah, now being able to see the difference between these ones and these ones look so much better. Look how much she stands out against the background too. It's so pretty. I like to pretend that I know what I'm doing, but honestly, I had no plans coming into this page. So seeing it kind of come together like this is very, very uplifting. I don't really expect it, to be honest. I'm gonna add a little bit of the nectar on these ones. Why not? There we go. All right, very, very pretty. So I'm gonna grab my white here. I just wanna see, I don't know if I wanna do these white or if I wanna do them black. I think I wanna do them black, actually. I'm gonna go over that with black after. Just because we wanna do those swirly bits. So actually, I should go over them with black now. Because once we do those swirly bits, there's no going back. I'm going to create some tiny black dots kind of coming out of these. It's a little bit different than we usually do because we usually always go with white, but this will add a little bit of extra interest and contrast in here too. Okay, I like that. I'm going to add some little white spots to the mushrooms. Don't need a whole bunch, but I'm going to add a couple. Be very mindful of the black that we just laid down. We do not want to smudge that. Okay, and then I did decide these little berry things that we did here. I'm gonna make these white. I want to try and keep the black outline, and it's okay if a little bit of pink shows through, but I do think that it's a bit distracting because it's the only other place where there's pink. And I think I want to keep the pink just to her. Yeah, better. Definitely better. Okay, I kind of want to outline the bushes just a little bit, just where it's really light. It's kind of like more at the tops. It doesn't have to be anything too fancy. Just going to do a little bit in here. I want that to look fairly dark there. It's not as noticeable, but it does make a slight difference. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I think another thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add a little bit of white to some of these leaves. A little bit on the vines, make them look a little bit shiny. All right, and then I'm going to pull up our reference for the sparkles, which again is by Clair McCormick. So full credit to her. see what we can do with this. I don't think it's going to be as noticeable as hers. She made hers fairly dark. It's mostly grayscale with the pink highlights, which is gorgeous. I love that. Since ours has a lot more color, it'll be noticeable in some places and not in others, but I think it'll still look good. Okay, so the first thing we want to do for me is clean off my pen. Give it a good shake. Get the juice flowing in it again. And we want to create a little bit of a guide, so like a trail. So I'm just going to take some little dots here. And we're going to bring them up. And they're going to disappear in behind her here. So it's going to swirl, it's going to come back right around here. It's going to swirl into here. And then hers, in my opinion, gets a little bit confusing. She does such a good job with this, I can't tell where it starts and ends. Okay, I think we don't have to copy hers fully. We can, it's going to start here. It's going to swirl around here. It's going to maybe come up this way. It's going to be hard to see. It's going to come in from behind her hair. And then it's going to go around this way. I think I'm going to try to have it disappear a little bit behind the leaves. And then you can have it kind of go behind her hands. And then maybe let's like have it kind of curl back up this way and then disappear up here. I don't know. All right, so now that we have that figured out, we actually want to work, technically we want to work from top to bottom. So let's see, she does like a bunch of like bigger dots. I've never done this before, so this is going to be an interesting attempt. We're just going to create a bunch of dots, some big, some little, and we're going to bring them down. It's going to be really hard to see, I apologize. And create some stars, some sparkles. Okay, I think this is looking good already. Oh, I'm not zoomed out. Oh my gosh. All right, well then, I'm fired. Okay, so made a little dot line. It starts here. Just made little tiny dots kind of going all the way around, and it kind of comes in behind her. It disappears. Comes back out here. Bunch of little dots bringing it up across her bodice. Disappears here. Comes back out here. Brought it out a little bit, and then brought it through her hairline, didn't touch the trees like the leaves. It's going behind the leaves. A little bit more behind the leaves, so not touching this area. Coming up, and then it kind of goes behind the leaves, swirls around this way, behind the leaves here, behind her arms. See it coming through here, behind this area. It comes up here. Okay, so it comes back here, comes up this way. Again, it's going behind the leaves the whole time. I don't know if it should, hold on. So let's see, it comes across, so it would go in behind here. I guess when it comes up this way, it should be in front of the leaves. Oh, my pen died, hold on. There we go. Okay, so goes behind, so when it comes up here, yeah, it should be in front, I guess, because it's wrapping. So we want this in front. Why are you not working? It's like, oh man, I don't know what this pen is doing. Oh, it got on my page, you jerk. Grr. It like splooged everywhere. All right, hopefully it doesn't do that again because that was rude. Are we still in frame? I panicked there for a second. Guess we can bring this down a little bit there. Okay, so goes in behind, comes across this way, swings back in behind here, and then yes, it would be coming in front over here. So it comes in, so it's coming in from behind here, so it would be, yeah, in front here. And then it disappears up here. So I'm just creating some little dotty lines like she has. Just kind of bringing them down. Did some little stars. It's looking good so far. I'm optimistic. Might be prematurely optimistic, but optimistic nonetheless. So let's create some more little things here. Let's make a star there. Have these kind of coming down. This one can come down. Put in some more little dots, maybe a star here. So I'm just adding more little dots to kind of thicken up the star trail. And then have some little fading lines. Okay, it's kind of working. I think I'm doing it. Complete props to Claire, because if you can get a decent version of like a tutorial just by looking at somebody's page, they did a really good job. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit stressed out, but I think this is turning out okay. I think the key is lots of little dots, but we have to have a fair amount of those bigger dots in there too to make it noticeable, especially for our page, because it's not black and white like hers is, so it's not going to show up as well on ours. Maybe let's do a star here, maybe one here. Lots and lots of little dots. I like that. Okay. So I think that's probably good for this area. Let's do a couple bigger dots here. All right, now we're coming around here. I don't know if going down this black line was a smart idea. I probably should have done like a trail knot there. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I'm just winging it. We're winging it and hoping for the best. Either way, dots look pretty, so regardless of if this turns out, it'll still look good. Definitely want to thicken up this trail so you can kind of see where it's going. Throw in a couple stars because those definitely seem to help. Just gonna like keep adding to these little star trails until they actually look like they're falling. I think if we don't go in there like a little bit more, then they just get lost and then the illusion is kind of gone. I think that looks good, hopefully. I definitely don't know about this. I think I need to fix that. Does she go down on hers? Does hers look okay? Yeah, she kind of avoided it too. It just looks funny to me. I don't think that was a good idea. Okay, so now we're coming in from here. Sparkles. Lots of little dots. Lots and lots of little dots. I don't know how many like star trails is too much. It also looks like she has some that kind of fall down a little bit lower, some that are a little bit higher, so definitely want to do that. Some are more prominent than others, so you definitely want some variation. Okay, let's kind of start here and meet up there. So we want it to start out a little bit sparse here. We want it to kind of fade off. So it's going to just gradually get a little bit more powerful. I have a few little ones of these, but they're not going to get to be too much till about around here, and then we can add more. think I'm going like a little bit more crazier than she did just because it's hard to see these. So I'm kind of stuck adding a little bit more, but I do think that it looks really good. I do really like it. I think I kind of want this to actually start like from over here. So it's gonna have this starting like off the page and then coming over here. Let's do that. So we are gonna add a little bit more to these then. Or actually, let me scratch these off. Let's have it, I want to kind of have it start like right there maybe instead. Just adding like a few little extra dots here and there to kind of help with the illusion of it being a little bit more full without having to actually add more, because we do still want to see what's behind everything. I think this is it. I want this to kind of fall down a little bit more here. Hey, psst. You can wait, Mr. Impatient Goodness. There we go. Okay, I like that, kind of having it come down a little bit further. Let's do that same thing here for this one. I want this to kind of come down a little farther. It's not going to be as easy to see because it's in a very light area, but I think it's helpful, I think. I think this is actually kind of grown on me. I don't think I will change that. I think I'm going to leave it. Now, do you want to add a little bit of actual sparkle to this? I'm unsure. I was kind of thinking about just taking a Q-tip with like the tiniest little bit of sparkle and just like dabbing it in here, but I'm a little bit worried that it might ruin the effect. So I don't actually think I will. I don't want to risk ruining it. All right, guys, here's what she looks like. I am thrilled with this. I've never thought about doing like sparkly trails like this. So huge thank you to Clair McCormick. This is definitely a technique that I will be using in the future. For example, a page that comes to mind that would be great with this technique is, if I can find it here. Well, Pinocchio too, this would be a good one. There she is. This one. Hannah already has a little bit of it, but it would look really, really pretty. I could just imagine like almost like a goth version of this page where things are like super dark with like tons of little sparkles. It'd be so cute. So yeah, if I ever color that page, I will definitely use this technique. I am so thrilled with how she looks. The page looks so natural, but the pink and the vines on her just stand out so much. I am so thrilled with this. I have to be honest, when our channel members picked this page, I was not exactly thrilled. Obviously, I wouldn't have chosen this page as an option if I wasn't willing to color it. But this page intimidated me so much that I was a little bit weary on coloring it, and I had no idea what route I wanted to go with this. The only thing I knew is that I wanted little bits of pink, because these flowers to me just screamed pink, and then everything else just kind of fell into place. So thank you so much to everybody whose pictures I've seen in the Hannah Lynn group and used for inspiration and references. Really appreciate that. If you guys are Hannah fans and aren't part of the group, I highly recommend joining. It is such a wonderful place, and it is great for asking questions or just going to for inspiration and to see pages that are colored. Even if you're just trying to figure out what something is, if you can look at a bunch of references that are already colored, you can kind of figure out what it is from there. So it's really helpful. The link to that group will be in the description below. Myself and my admins run it. So yeah, definitely feel free to join. I think we're going to end it here, obviously, because it's done. But oh, my wrist is killing me. It's on fire. I just recorded 3 parts today. So oof. It was fun though. So much fun. And she's done. So it was well worth it. If you guys followed along, I would love to see your colored versions of this. So if you're going to share, I would love if you use the hashtag DreamInColorAlong, or you can just send it to me directly or tag me in it. Would absolutely love to see your finished pages. And if you liked this video, if you could give it a thumbs up, that would be extremely helpful. If you're not subscribed already and you enjoy my color alongs, I would really love to have you along the ride for the channel. You can hit that notification bell so you can get notified anytime I upload videos, which is usually Fridays. Yeah, I think that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm really excited for the next ones because they're gonna be Halloween themed, and Halloween is my favorite. So stay tuned for that. All right, guys, as always, take care, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!